Welcome to Leigh Dickey TV. Hit subscribe to follow along with the fun. Now let's get on to today's video. Blue-collar comedy legend Bill Engvall is retiring from stand-up comedy. I give you the details next. Alright, so yes, it's true. According to an article from Variety.com, Bill Engvall, blue-collar comedy legend, is set to announce his retirement from stand-up comedy after more than 40 years on stage. Now he's set to announce his final farewell tour. Here's your sign, it's finally time. It is set to kick off on August 26th and go through July of 2022. So through the end of next July, I think, is when this final farewell, here's your sign, it's finally time tour is set to wrap up. Now, of course, Bill Engvall is known for his work with blue-collar comedy TV, blue-collar comedy with Jeff Foxworthy, Ron White, Larry the Cable Guy, as well as his sitcom he had with TBS, that ran for 3 seasons, The Bill Engvall Show. And he's had guest stints on Last Man Standing. He's had his own solo comedy specials, Aged and Confused, 15 Degrees Off Cool, Them Idiots World Tour with Jeff Foxworthy and Larry the Cable Guy, and of course Ron White was involved in all of the blue-collar comedy movies as well as blue-collar comedy TV. But after more than 40 years, Bill Engvall is calling it a career. I mean, he's one of my favorite comics ever, and he's been a comedic influence on me for as long as I can remember. So, I mean, he's one of my favorite comedians, and personally, out of everybody in the blue-collar comedy sort of vein of things, he is my personal favorite. He also had the My 2 Cents podcast with Podcast One a few years ago, and hosted Lingo, or the second run of Lingo, taking over for Chuck Woolery in its 2011 run. He was also on Dancing with the Stars. He's had a marvelous career by the sounds of it. I mean, I've followed his career constantly as much as I could, with him being one of my favorite comedians ever. And he's had film work in films like Bait Shop with Billy Ray Cyrus, and Delta Farce, as well as The Neighbor, which was a horror movie. So if you want to see something that's a complete departure from Bill Engvall, if you know him from his comedy work, I would check out The Neighbor, because that is the complete opposite of what Bill Engvall himself is known for. Now, Engvall is not retiring from the public eye in total, like not completely. He's set to host Blue Collar Auction for Circle TV coming up this fall. So I don't know what that means for anything, if it's going to air up here in Canada, but I'm sure it's going to air in the US. So, I mean, I'll try and find clips or any way to watch it, because he is one of my favorite comedians. And of course, you know, Bill, he's had his own solo comedy specials in addition to the blue-collar stuff. So he's had Aged and Confused, 15 Degrees Off Cool, which is one of my favorite specials. Just Sell Him for Parts was his most recent special from 2016. And as I mentioned, he hosted the My 2 Cents podcast with Podcast One about, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. And, you know, he's always been one of my favorites. And of course, like, I ran down part of his filmography earlier, The Bill Engvall Show. He's had guest stints on Last Man Standing, and there was Delta Farce, The Neighbor. I'm sure he's done Hallmark movies or like made-for-TV films as well. But, you know, like, he's had a long, storied, illustrious career. That's more than 40 years as a stand-up comic. And as the article states, he just wants to, you know, spend time with family and focus on other entertainment industry ventures. So, I mean, who can blame him? The guy's been, you know, in entertainment and a stand-up comic for more than 4 decades. So I suppose he's earned the right to just say, you know what, I'm done. And I think, you know, maybe it doesn't go into detail, but I'm speculating maybe the last year and a bit with, you know, global issue has played a part in his decision. I don't know. Like, he's got his own YouTube channel, his Sunday Mornings with Bill as well. So maybe he wants to devote more time to that and other projects, as the article states. But, you know, He's a well-known comedian, well-known television host and personality, actor as well. So, Bill Engvall is retiring from stand-up comedy after more than 4 decades on stage. There you go. There are the details. This wraps up another video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please do comment, like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe right here to Leigh Dickey TV on YouTube. And listen to my podcast, the Beats and Speaks podcast, Yo Nostalgia, and Pinfall, a pro wrestling podcast, episodes weekly. Of course, thank you very much. Please do leave us a 5-star rating and review on your favorite podcast app and player of choice. But again, this wraps up another video. All the details on Bill Engvall calling it a career after 4 decades on stage as a stand-up comic. Thank you all again for watching. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next time. All right, I am Leigh Dickey, and I am signing off. Peace. Thanks for tuning in to Leigh Dickey TV. New episodes are available every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Subscribe to follow along with the fun.